The IMDb description for Ice Princess is this. With the help of her coach, her mom, and the boy who drives the Zamboni machine, nothing can stop Casey, parentheses Trachtenberg, from realizing her dream to be a champion figure skater. Why do we have to do the parentheses, Eddie? Just why? Why do people always resort to using that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Just let it ride. Just let it ride. We didn't need that. It was fine. Even we got the Zamboni driver in there, Zamboni love machine going on. People will never listen. They just don't listen to us when we talk about this.
Well, and it doesn't make sense because it's not like she's that famous of an actress.
I know, right?
Like, it's not like you would say, like, I don't know, like Lohan. Like, you're coming up on next week's movie.
Spielberg.
Yes, there are certain people where just drop their last name, we know who's in this movie. I'm sorry, she's
one word,
not
people.
one
Trachtenberg is not. She is most famously known, Michelle Trachtenberg, from Harriet the Spy and Adventures of Pete and Pete. So we got a Disney, Nickelodeon. I made the crime of the century. Yeah. So we get some Hayden Panettiere, for any Heroes fans out there, loved her.
I was going to say Remember the Titans, but yes.
Also Remember the Titans. Oh yeah, this is her second edition on our podcast here. We have to do a whole series of what's our favorite Hayden Panettiere show.
Joan Cusack
plays a great dork mom. Great bookworm mom.
Let's just start there, okay? Let's start with one of the few bright spots. Joan Cusack, she lifts up anything she's in. I think she's fantastic.
She lifts us up where we belong.
Yes. I wish she was in this more. She's for, being arguably the highest name recognition in this movie.
School of Rock. Do you remember her in School of Rock? She was great in School of Rock.
Yep. She definitely doesn't get all the screen time she deserves in this movie.
Of course not. We also get Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
I thought
in a Disney movie.
I thought she did a solid job.
Yes.
With what she was supposed to be doing.
The two moms are what carry this. And Hayden Panettiere, she does great.
And the ending. Did you like how they were kind of like going back and forth, trying to micromanage now that they're both working together, kind of walking out of the thing, and then they come together we're sure not going to do the boy. The boy's got to go. You're right. The boy's got. Are you guys ganging up right now? But besides that, Eddie, did you?
I think you might have liked this movie more than I did.
There were moments.
You just had a moment there. If you're watching on YouTube, you would have seen JB just kind of like lose himself in that scene there for a bit.
The best part of this for me, and it's probably one of the better parts of another show that we've reviewed on here before, that went after anything that goes after intense sports parents, you're getting at least a little bit of an extra credit from me. Like, let's throw and this movie does. It goes after all the sports parents, people talking about second mortgages that they're taking out for the kids, which Dave Ramsey, we need to get them FPU, get them financial peace.
Got a discount code for them.
I got a discount code for you. But I love that this movie just like kind of goes after the sports parents. I would say that's my favorite part of this whole thing, because it's a lot of cringy, a lot of cheese. They try to get a lot of there's a ton of one-liners that they try to get across that I'm not sure how many of these are good or bad. They're just tried it.
I grabbed a few
near
the beginning because and then after a while I'm just like, I can't keep up with this. But the friend says, "I grind, you glide." Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We're just as good as each other. No way. I grind, you glide.
No. The friend also has the line of, okay, when you sign with Nike, remember I wear a size 6.5.
I 100% wrote that down too. I was like, what are we doing, guys? Can we talk for a second about, this is just going to be so random. Because this story isn't anything crazy. It's nothing crazy. It's a girl who wants to be doing ice skating, and finds her way to get close to it. And then, oh, she's got an amazing natural talent that no one ever knew before. Like, how do you get to like high school senior year and
physics?
Dear God,
physics, JB.
It's all
this
physics.
All can be answered with physics.
Oh gosh.
I have to, like, it is so awkward at moments. I just have to say this. Like, it is unbearable. Like, it's hard to watch at times. Like, it's just so anytime. I mean, that's just life in general for me. But and especially to capture this in movie, when you get somebody who is like very young, taking themselves way too serious. I mean, it's like walking into the Harvard luncheon or whatever scene. It's just like, no, why am I?
If you have time, I can take you through the entire physics syllabus.
Yeah. No one wants that.
I don't know I don't even know how long we want to spend this. But when she's apparently learning to skate with the little kids, but then they give her the butt pad that like explodes. I'm like, what? What? This can't be a real thing. Like no one is actually doing like this isn't real, right? Like this isn't like a thing people actually go wear when they're learning how to fling themselves into the sky or something like that.
Apparently it is. I thought it was weird. Like you just show up at a skating rink and start filming people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like in 2005, that wasn't even normal.
No, especially we were talking about it's around the same time as Spygate with the Patriots. Like there's all kinds of course, like that was the most realistic thing in this movie where the lady's like, you can't film here. Yeah, you
can't film.
Look at all her notes. Yeah, this is spy material. Like, yeah, this is classic. She's spying for somebody else. Like they shouldn't have never. And then the parents are like, sure, but you can't talk to them and stuff. Like no parent would allow this. Never.
No. And one of my favorite lines by which character was it? It was Kim Cattrall's character, where she says, "You know exactly what it is. When the CIA wants to learn new dirty tricks, they observe figure skaters and their moms."
100%. I had that down because it was one of the greatest lines. I'd stopped the movie and went backwards to rewatch it again. There's just so many random times where they're trying to be clever. Winners make sacrifices. Maybe they just cheat. Cheese. It's Saturday. I can pig out if I want to. This is more than a quarter. I know. There's no shelf life on your mind, Eddie. I should have used that for the ending one, but I have another one for the ending. But the flying shrimp. Okay, let me just call this out. I'm pretty sure that girl's a real skater. The short girl, she's 100% a real skater because you can tell the more they show the crazy tricks and you see their face. I know that nowadays they kind of do face replacement with a lot of this stuff. Back then, like you can tell when they go to Trachtenberg's character, like Casey, like they don't show her face in most of the stuff unless it's like a tight and she's just twirling around. Yeah. Anytime you see it's always like their face conveniently is facing away from the camera. She was real. I think the punk girl, she was also a real skater as well. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, you used real people, kind of like when we were talking about real animals back in the 90s. Like, oh, they're using real animals, real skaters.
I'm amazed. I saw let me see if I can pull this up. It's on Wikipedia, so it has to be true. That there was a figure skater from the UAE who cited Ice Princess as an inspiration for her career.
Who cited it as their influence?
It was a figure skater from the United Arab Emirates, Zahara Zari, and there's
influential movie. I had no idea.
A documentary about her life and like becoming a figure skater, and she cites that it was Ice Princess that was her inspiration for her career.
Eddie, can you tell me why they titled this movie Ice Princess? Because there's
I was going to ask you the same thing.
There's nothing about princesses in this thing at all. There's like a partial tiara that she wears in her last thing, but that's it. There's nothing else about princesses in this entire thing.
I am right there with you. I could not figure that out for the life of me. If more than anything, it was just a marketing ploy. It's a Disney movie. It's got princess in the title. We should go see it.
It's also funny to me, the ending of this film is she loses, but then she gets a coach and a mom back. Like, is that supposed to be like a heartwarming, like, let's give them a small dose of reality. Nobody can go from not figure skating realistic. Very much. I was just like, you couldn't come up with like a better, more dramatic, like more realistic. I don't know. It was kind of it felt like a little bit of a letdown to me, but
I honestly wanted, the president of the U.S. Figure Skating Olympic Committee to show up and be like, one girl broke her ankles. We have one slot left. Will you fill it? Your country needs you.
Your country needs you.
Can we take that turn? And then she finds herself in the Olympics or whatever.
That's Ice Princess 2, Eddie. That's Ice Princess 2. We can dream.
Is there already an Ice Princess 2?
The other thing that I just laughed at, this is my final comment about it, is the fact that ESPN is covering that thing is welcome to the ESPN coverage of the Eastern Sectional Junior Ladies Short Program. Like, no, there's no way that ESPN is going to be here at this moment filming this with Michelle Kwan, who that was not Michelle Kwan's best days on the acting that she had to do in this. It was just, I'm sorry.
I don't think anybody had their best days of acting on this movie.
What are Michelle what are Trachtenberg's best days? Can we go find them?
I am going to give this a 1.
Me too. I have no desire to watch this again. It tried to pull me in with some of the parental politics, but you know what? There's just a solid 1 for me. There's no way. It's not a 0, just a 1.
I honestly, there was a moment in the middle of watching this where I kind of stopped and thought, why are we doing this podcast again? What are we putting ourselves through?
Don't worry. We got some
it gets better.
Beautiful ones, especially starting next week. We got some beautiful movies still ahead of us.
For whatever reason, I thought, like the last movie of 2005 is Chronicles of Narnia. Like, okay, that's a good one to go out on. But I didn't realize here at the end, we've got to really slug it out.
It's going to be a while too. I think Chronicles of Narnia is the last good one. I don't know know. Some of these I've never seen, so maybe they will surprise me like Dinosaur surprised me, but I highly doubt it.
Hey, can I just say that? My kids, we sat down to do like a family movie night, and I was like, what do we want to watch? They voted in Dinosaur.
Underrated.
We watched Dinosaur again. And again, I'm like, this is a good movie. This is really underrated.
It's good stuff.
I'm not going to put it on top shelf Disney, but it's definitely second shelf.
It surprised me, and it continues to surprise me and delight. Unlike this film. This film was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Almost exact. Like, plot was different, but it was the tone, energy, acting that I was expecting. And for that, that's why I'm not mad. It's like you're a 1. Why are you 1? I'm not mad at you. Some movies I get mad that they're a 1. This is not a mad one. This is you lived up to it.
That's what you were supposed to be. Yeah. You were exactly what I expected you to be. I think that's what many people
thought they were.
I would say that is what many people would say of us and our podcast. We are exactly what I expected you to be.